Alright, so this is my first retrofit with the G8. I've done it before my Grand Prix, and with the TYC housings, it was like not really permaseal, it just peeled right out so I could put the Morimoto rubber in. Um, Been experimenting with different techniques, what Luke uses as using the flathead and going kind of this motion. That one didn't really too well work for me. This one's obviously a little bigger, flathead, but that one didn't really work too well for me. It does help if you heat the housings up. I would heat the housings up at 240 for about 15 to 20 minutes, just to get that permaseal really hot. It worked a little bit, but it was real tough going. So I ended up picking these up. These I got from Lightworks Global. They're known on YouTube for making retrofits and whatnot. But so I tried these out. They are pretty sharp. They come in with three kind of different sizes. This one kind of goes over the top. It doesn't really actually get down in there, but it takes kind of the top portion off. This one's really good. This one gets really deep in there, and you just kind of, once you heat it up, you go back and forth. They're called cold glue tools, but you have to heat them up. And I even contacted them and asked them, what the best way was, and they said they never do it cold, that they always heat the housings up first. That took a lot of it out. It also comes with this little tool here. It can work this way, as well as like this edge right here, and then you can also do this. This tool you got to be really careful with, because all of these tools are really sharp. But this one specifically will, if you use it and you start pulling here, it will thin down your housings, and even on their videos shows that sometimes they can penetrate a hole in the bottom. So experimenting with these, one hell of a way to do it. It's just get you tired real quick. I'm not in terrible shape. I weld for a living, so I got to stay somewhat fit and active. But it's just real tough going. It does help a lot better than the screwdrivers, but these are not cheap by any means. I think with the coupon code, they still came to like 76 bucks. So figured I would try them out. So basically what I'm doing now is I got most of it out, most of the permaseal out on the other housing with these tools. As you can see in here, sorry, I'm filming with a fucking potato phone. You can see in here, pretty much all the permaseal is out. Like, there's very little, which I don't think is really going to affect the seal too much. It looks better in person than on the phone, but even on the phone, it looks pretty good. So I went to Harbor Freight, and because I was like, man, there's got to be an easier way. I went to Harbor Freight, and I picked up, let's see what it is. So basically, it's a stainless steel wheel and brush set. It comes with 5 different pieces. Some of them I don't even plan on using, but it has this little guy in there, and this is a pretty big wheel on it. It's probably maybe like an inch or so, but it's the thinness that you want, because it'll fit right in there perfect. If you have a Dremel, it's probably a little better. This is just another Harbor Freight special. It's they're like $20 Dremel. I usually crank it up to about 5, and kind of just go back and forth. Don't bottom it out to where it just starts not spinning. Just be smart with it, and this tool will get hot. But what I found is it works really well at getting the leftover permaseal out, as you can see from the channels. Picked up this thing. Can't remember exactly what this is made out of. It's kind of like a plastic, hard plastic. Just tried doing that with the drill in here. I know it doesn't fit in here, but I was hoping it could at least knock some of it off. Plus, with these housings in particular, you have that outside cover, so you never see any of this edging if you fuck up or anything. So tried that. It was alright, but with the drill, it just, because this is only, I think, 1/8 inch shank, so a 1/4 inch, I I didn't really think about it at the time when I went to pick it up. But that was like $4, and the brushes came in like a set, and they were like $6. So it definitely made my life a lot easier. I just finished kind of going through, getting most everything out, and so this one looks really good. I've only put this other one in the housing a few times, and in the oven, and used the tools. As you see, there's still, you know, clumps in quite a bit. So instead of putting these back in this, I put them in the oven probably about 2 times, and this is my second pass through. So as you can see, you got to work really fast with these tools, but also work smart. I have these Kevlar gloves because they are sharp as shit, and they will cut the shit out of you. So what I'm going to do right now is just hit it with this wire wheel, see how much I can knock out, and without going back to the oven again. So I'll post back the results here in a second. Thanks. Alright, so with a little bit of wire wheeling, you can see that it's getting there. This side of the channel looks better. Like I said, this was probably just quick 5 minutes back and forth. Didn't touch the corners yet. Corners are a little pain in the ass, especially in the turns. But with the wire wheel, you know, you can manipulate it around so it kind of digs in and gets in there. That one down there, that turned out really well. But I also used these tools on that one probably 4 times, and I only used them twice on here. So if I was to actually heat this up and use those tools a couple more times and then do the wire wheel, I think I'll pretty much be done with that part. This is probably the slowest part of doing the retrofit. This has kind of held me up for some time, just finding time to do it and get it done. And then it's so time consuming, you know, wiggling with the screwdriver, and probably about a day of that I just said, this is ridiculous, there's got to be something else. So that's one way you can do it. This is just the way I've been doing it. I'll post up when I'm done. I might throw this in the oven probably 1, maybe 2 more times, just because there is quite a bit of glue in there, and it's damn near impossible to rip out when it's cold. So I'll probably throw this in the oven twice today, and then come back out here in the garage and wire wheel the shit out of it. If you have a place in your house to set your tools and dig all this shit up, I'd maybe set a towel down first to catch all the permaseal, and that way you're not scuffing up the shit out of your floor, depending on what floor you have. But because if you heat them up and then you come out to the garage and then try, by then it's already starting to cool down. So try to get it close to the oven as you can, and then yeah, go from there. Alright, thanks for watching.